Hello people, welcome to my channel. I'm rebranding or redoing some of the content that I have on this channel and another one of my channels. I'll try and make sure that when I'm advertising my channels, I give you the best of the content that I've done. So the next target that I've got with your guys' help, I want to actually do some of my videos professionally, so that the sound and the picture is definitely perfect, because I've mastered getting video by video, content by content, and some of the things that we've got. So without further ado, let's get started to what we're going to be doing in this video. So I'm just going to give you a step by step of some of the things that we've got or we want to work with. And in this video, I want us to work with Microsoft Office. And for this particular video, we want to work with Access. So as most of you know, we've got a database platform from Microsoft whereby we can get some, if not all of these, whereby we can be able to uh, have nutrition tracking, charitable contributions, call tracker, customer service, home inventory, lending library, personal account manager, among a host of other options. But the idea of this tutorial is to have um, a basic understanding of how we work with our Microsoft Access. And if you've got recent files, like for example, I've got this, I think if I can double click on it, I'll be able to view what this database is about. And I can put some details. I think that's it. Okay. And then I can be able to view what is actually stored in this database. So this is not my database, but I'm just giving you an idea of what each element does or what each element will contain. So these are some of the things that we can do with our databases. We don't want to work with this one. Let's actually just close it, and let's get to the first bit which we were at, which is this bit. So by default, we can pick a blank database. We then name our database. So for example, this one, I can call this one uh, gadgets. I go to create, and then I've created my access uh, platform or my access file. And what this then means is I can now be able to do certain things based on what I would need to achieve within a database. So I've got my options where I've got fields, I've got database tools, external data, create, and home. What this simply means is I can be able to play around with whatever information that I want to use for each element. So I can then be able to specify some of the content that I want to put within my database. So if we start by just creating a database randomly without actually planning for what we want our database to contain, it becomes tricky for us to have tables. Because what a table is it's simply the list of information that we want to portray. And then that information needs to interact with other elements. So for example, a table contains columns, and those columns need definitions for each specific element. And then we then need to enter that information as we proceed. So let's start by just the basic. Like we said, it's a table, right? We can go to data sheet view, which is the one we are currently on. We can go to design view. But if we want to go to design view, we then need to save the table and give it a name. So let's say this table name is called items. We click on OK. Now we can actually go to where we state what we want each element to be. So in this particular instance, we can then name various items that we want for our gadgets. So we can have a title, we can have a description, we can also have a barcode, right? At the same time, we can then be able to specify what the data type is. So for example, we can say long text. This one we can say it's still short text. Title is also short text. Click on save. We have saved that information. And then we've got our content for our database. However, let's see how this works. Let's see the other side of this. So we can go on, we right click, we then go on data sheet view, whereby we can enter elements that we want. So we can say this is a keyboard. We can then say computer, keyboard. We can then put a barcode. We can also enter another value where it can be a mouse, external device, and then we put our number or our barcode, and then we're good to go. So in essence, these are just the basics of working with a database. In the next video, we'll be designing how we actually come up with a database and some of the things that we need to consider before we start our database. So I think as at now, we can end our video